Dear students, let us begin with the second part of the lesson on India-US relations during the Cold War, in which we will learn about the Kashmir issue and the Sino-Indian War. Kashmir issue and the United States. The US got involved in the Kashmir issue since the matter was brought to the notice of the United Nations Security Council on 1st January 1948. In the beginning, the United States wanted to settle the problem peacefully because its interest necessitated maintaining friendly relations with both India and Pakistan. Friendly relations between India and Pakistan were necessary to build a barrier against expanding communism in the South Asian region. It called upon both parties to resolve the issue amicably. The United States opined that Kashmir should either become part of India or Pakistan, however, was reluctant to recognize it as an independent state. The reason for its reluctance might be due to the proximity of Kashmir to both the Soviet Union and China. India's argument was that if the US gave due respect to self-determination, then why did the US itself fight a civil war to prevent its southern states from exercising self-determination? The United States over the years accorded support to Pakistan on the Kashmir question essentially because of its strategic linkages with Pakistan. On the contrary, India's stance did not get the support of the United States, more so due to its non-aligned status. The United States preferred allies who would align with its interests, particularly in containing communism. India's non-alignment made it less appealing to the United States as a strategic partner in the region. India's refusal to be part of the United States sponsored military alliance led the United States to support Pakistan on the Kashmir issue. The United States during the Cold War period supported Pakistan on the Kashmir question essentially because of its strategic links with Pakistan. The United States policy towards Kashmir was not guided by the merits of the issue, but by the imperatives of the Cold War. Post 1962 India-China War. In the aftermath of the India-China border conflict of 1962, India requested military assistance not only from the Soviet Union, but also from the United States and Britain. However, it is important to note that the assistance offered by the US and UK was limited and conditional. There are 2 points to be made in this context. Firstly, only a small amount of emergency assistance was actually committed by the United States. There was no offer of long-term military aid. Secondly, the US-UK offer was conditional on the successful resolution of the Kashmir dispute, in which India was expected to make substantial concessions. The Western powers were trying to leverage their assistance to influence India's stance on a long-standing and contentious issue. The US-UK brokered negotiations took place in 1962-63, but were unsuccessful. Also, the United States military aid was provided on the condition that it would in no circumstances be used against any adversaries but China. This was in total contrast to the unconditional military assistance by the United States to Pakistan. In any event, the very limited military assistance came to an end in September 1965, when Pakistan attacked India across the ceasefire line in Kashmir, and India retaliated by attacking Pakistan across the border in Punjab. India was also less than impressed by the relatively less critical reaction by the United States to Pakistan's attack than to India's counter-attack, as well as the use of US supplied military hardware by Pakistan. The war also revealed a new correlation of forces in the region. China openly supported Pakistan, while the Soviet Union was neutral as compared to its earlier partition support to India. Presumably, with the tacit agreement of the United States, the Soviet Union played a mediatory role at the Tashkent talks between India and Pakistan, and for a while seemed to emerge as a security manager for the subcontinent. The USSR provided limited military supplies to Pakistan between 1967 and 1969, a move which angered India but had little effect, considering India's dependence on the Soviet Union for military and economic assistance. Also during this period, India was undergoing an economic and food crisis, and the Prime Minister Indira Gandhi realized the limitations that dependency imposed on India's desire for autonomy. The issue was micromanaged and ineptly handled by President Johnson. The United States pressured India in devaluing the rupees in 1966, and during the food crisis used supply pressures in order to have India's support on international issues, especially Vietnam. India-US relations further deteriorated after Richard Nixon assumed the presidency and moved towards a rapprochement with China, thereby eliminating the last argument in favor of support for India as part of policy of containing China. The establishment of US-China relations resulted in major security issues for India. With the help of Pakistan, a move that was perceived by India as a threat to its security. The year 1971 resulted in the initial steps towards what emerged as an India-centric power structure in South Asia. India decided to defy the US and its tilt towards Pakistan and signed the Treaty of Peace, Friendship and Cooperation with the Soviet Union, thereby assuring India of material and diplomatic support in case of a war against Pakistan, which by then seemed inevitable. I hope you understood about the Kashmir issue and India-China war. We will discuss about the role of India and the US in emergence of Bangladesh and the nuclear energy cooperation in the next video. Thank you.